Hi there, Adam Gore here with Clemson Extension. Seeing how I've got some time on my hands over the next several weeks, I'm going to be working on renovating my front yard. Uh, Over the past few years, it's become infested with weeds, and seeing how I've got the time, I'm going to be cleaning it up and getting it back to a nice clean stand, one that I find acceptable. I'm going to take you along for a journey to talk about the process of renovating your yard. Along the way, I'm going to be talking about some decision making that each homeowner has to do, as well as the science behind everything that's happening. So I hope you enjoy, and if you have any questions, feel free to comment, and we'll get them answered as they come. So I've already done the soil sampling and gotten the analysis and report back, just so I can get an idea of how to fertilize right before I put the seed out. So after I have done my report, I did my report about 2 months ago, around January, and I've already put out lime. So what I'm going to do now is work on reducing the competition for the seed, which that means that I'm going to be killing out weeds using a couple of herbicides, different modes of action to make sure I get best control. You can check with your local extension agent for recommendations that fit your area and your needs. So this is my front yard as of March 18th, 2020. As we can see, there's a lot of different weeds in here. I've been using it in the past for weed ID classes, and we've got some mallow and different types of clover and chickweed, and throughout other spots we've got Carolina geranium and all kinds of different weeds. And what I kind of want is something that's going to just look a little bit cleaner. If we go over to the farther part of my yard, you can see how it's got a more consistent dormant color. That is my St. Augustine grass, and it's also generally weed free because it's thicker and kind of prevents weeds from being established because of a thick barrier, whereas this area was previously centipede grass, and it died out about a year or two before I bought the house. So we're going to reestablish it with a different type of grass, also in an effort to try to reduce some of the erosion that we can see when we have some of these spaces and gaps left from where old plants die out. So here's the concoction I'm going to start spraying on my yard. It's pretty much just a three-way herbicide. I'm targeting all the broadleaf weeds since that's what's mostly in the yard, and I'm going to leave the grass that is out there just for a little bit of erosion control while the rest of the grass is coming up. And I don't need a 100% pure stand. I'm just trying to improve the overall grass to broad leaves ratio. So that's the very first steps I've taken. I've taken a soil report. I've followed the liming practices. I've prepared for my fertilization practices, and now I'm just cleaning out the area of all competitive weeds. I want this seed to go into an area where it is the only thing going after nutrients. I don't want any competition. So in the future weeks, as I progress in the process, I'm going to talk about making sure our herbicide applications are working, if that's what you decide to do. Also some of the alternatives if you don't like using herbicides, and some of the pros and cons of that, as well as seed selection, irrigation, and all the works to make sure we have ourselves a nice successful lawn.